Oh, hey, Cancer, how's it going? I think I started there for a minute. All right, so we are doing readings, your reading, for underneath basically the new moon in Sagittarius. That is literally the energy that I'm under right now as I do this reading for you. Now, it's not time specific, so whenever you catch this read, just know that that's where I was at, reading this energy for you. Now, if this energy or reading does not resonate with you, please don't take it on. There's going to be another one. Or hit me up for a personal reading. So, we're starting off with the moon deck, Moonology deck. Pull an oracle card, and then I will do a general reading for you. Okay. Full moon in Capricorn. I'm not sure when the last full moon in Capricorn was. That could be significant, or the next one that's coming up. So I may want to look that up. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So, like when you think about the World card, ends of it's about like trauma or grieving. Like it's a point in time. Where you're situated. That point in time is going to be significant. So it's going to be like some type of annual thing. And this is a full moon, a Capricorn full moon. So not only will the end of a tough cycle, like not only is the end of a tough cycle approaching, it's going to shed light on where you need to focus your work, your energy. Work could be something that's been compromised on a serious level for you. So you might have been like busting your balls or your ovaries or whatever bits and pieces you got going on, and feeling like you're not generating or just not having the energy to generate what it is that you need in order to sustain yourself. Okay? So let's see what the cards got going on for you, Cancer. All right, so we have the Hermit. The Hermit is a great card to start off with. I feel like most of the major arcanas are good starts because it's like what's the word? Archetype energy that is very powerful. So you're embodying right now, or your concern is how are you going to manifest embodying the archetype of getting through something, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And when it comes to seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, the Hermit suggests that we do this in a way that is about getting through one day at a time, getting through the boringness of each day at a time. But dealing with our domestic responsibilities in that process. So if you're, Virgo's most eligible bachelor they, them, then that's dealing with yourself. If you are responsible for others, or if you have a responsibility to support anybody, an elder, family, in any type of way, that's dealing with the basics, like the daily tasks of how you are present to the needs of yourself and others. And that's how you get through and see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's just not by focusing too much on feeling free. It's about focusing on just keeping going. And it's boring AF. But there's joy in folding laundry with someone sometimes. There's joy in just making food for people that you love, or making something that you really like for yourself. Something like that. Okay? Those kinds of things. There's joy in having a clean and shiny toilet. All right. So there is some inventory work that you are ignoring on some level. And maybe you're not processing whatever it is that you've been through that has to do with like when things started for you, this tough time. So processing the ways in which you're going to be different now, or that you are different now, how things are different. And I feel like making sure that you're acknowledging your ability to get through a situation as well. What you've been able to continue on from when it comes to tough times, how you've coped. And then also, sometimes if the situation involved some type of like dispute or conflict, doing some type of moral inventory that allows you to take responsibility and hold yourself accountable to any type of toxic behavior that you brought into the situation. Okay, so that may apply as well. And be honest with yourself, like rigorous honesty, you know? Be rigorously honest. I sound like an AA meeting right now, but that shit's real. Not in a sense where you need to beat yourself up and be like, oh man, I was such a fucking asshole, blah, blah, blah. I don't deserve, blah, blah, blah. It's, no, I was very toxic and I no longer wish to be that way. These are the ways in which I display toxic and negative behaviors. And this is what I am going to attempt to do in order to stay away from those types of behaviors. This is how I'm going to erase that toxic individual from my future. Okay? That toxic individual is only going to be a part of my past. That toxic individual being you or me, whatever, you know? You know what I'm saying? You catch my drift. All right. So, overlooking the situation. Ooh, we got the Queen of Cups. She's coming through for plenty of people. Like almost every single reading, the Queen of Cups has come through. Either like in the past, in their future, or the universe is saying you need to embody this what was that Tangled movie? Rapunzel. Let down your hair. You need to let down your hair. Cancer. Or realize that your hair is magic. How about that? Magic hair that will save you from everything and anything. Maybe your hair is like you can hide behind it. It's your disguise. Or if you've lost your hair, maybe now you have endless opportunities as to how you can wear your hair with wigs, if that's something that you have resources to afford. You know, because there's so many reasons why a person can lose their hair or their hair gets wrecked. Like it happens to people, to, you know, anybody, basically. And then I have some hair trauma, but no, it's a thing of the past. Anyways, hair is also strength, emotional strength to continue and cope. So don't forget that. Don't ever forget that. The cup may seem empty, but this is the time where you're starting to see that you can start looking at it differently and see the new ways in which you can fill it up, or that it's starting to fill up. Okay? That you have the capacity to fill that cup again if it's empty still. And this could be a person. This is either the universe is telling you that you need to embody the archetype of the Queen of Cups, or this could be a person who may have a significant water placement, particularly Pisces, in their chart. And it doesn't matter what gender they are, but this is about nurturing your emotional well-being and your ability to nurture the emotional well-being of others. So sometimes, you know, being present to the needs of others can also show you how you can see that you're able to do that for yourself, and that you should and always do that first for yourself. Because we're not trying to burn out here. All right. All right, we got Justice. So your spirit is in a state of creating balance for itself. Emotionally, like you're connecting with your emotions and you're doing yourself justice in this way. And it may seem harsh. It may be a harsh experience for you. Like when you think about Athena, I can't remember the Roman name for this individual, but I know that it's also Athena, goddess of wisdom and justice, right? So the Queen of Swords also is like an extension of justice, but holding the double-edged sword, so she can be very sharp with her words, or it can feel sharp. You know, the sword of truth cuts, right? But it is what brings balance to the force, like chosen one, all right? Hopefully you are not on the road to becoming a Darth Vader or Darth Mater. But balance to the force, your force field of life, right? Da, 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 da. All right. Oh, we got 2 here. So we're going to go with the 7 of Cups in your past. So conflict and hearsay and drama and oppression culture, that sort of thing. Crabs in the bucket is definitely the essence of the 7 of Wands. Or no, I'm thinking of the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Wands is similar though too. The 7 of Wands is actually like it's like political movement, right? It's trying to fight your way from the bottom to the top. But it can be a movement that is collective. It's a collective movement forward. So this could be your family. This could be your nation. This is like a group of people that you identify with who have been striving to achieve better for yourselves in terms of like advocacy. It's not necessarily wealth. It's just like having a place and space even. It's just having a position that is valid, ideas that are valid, and projects that belong, right? So moving forward though, it's been tricky. You've had a hard time balancing give and take. So I don't know if you're like involved in some shady business or if you're just cheap sometimes, but I don't think that is the case. I feel like you might have just been giving too much of yourself and you ended up burning out and unable to take care of yourself when something difficult happened to you. Lesson learned. So you really need to make sure that you start cutting some carving out some boundaries for yourself. That's what this card is telling you right now. 100%. Like it's pretty crucial because you're just going to end up, you're not going to get out of it. Like I feel like the end of the cycle is approaching, but you're going to be faced with a decision, or you're just going to either come to this realization and be done and learn how to start saying no to shit, or you're going to like go through the motions a couple of times before you get it. So how many times do you want to go through it again before you start to really get it? Or do you just want to like hit the mark? Because I feel like it's within your power to do that. And you may have to cut your losses on some level, but you have a good attitude, you know, like you believe in fate. You believe that sometimes it's a shitty luck of the draw. Sometimes you take risks and it doesn't work out. Then at other times, like it was all a part of the process. It has nothing to do with your bad karma or good karma. It's just this was what happened. It's pretty realist, right? And that's I feel like that's a very emotionally powerful way to be. It's detachment. And, you know, being a Cancer, like, I feel like detachment is, even though you're clingy, right? because you got these, right? But at the same time, like, your shell is your saving grace, and it can help you really practice detachment because you're not the type of person that lets people in easily. So that can be a great defense mechanism. It can also be toxic in terms of, being too detached. But you have a system. You have a system, and so far it is solid. You're confident in your system. People see you as a boss. Like, you got some Aries energy or something. And, you're just like super fly on a ginger level. Maybe. Or not. Like, there's quite a few ginger cards up in here. But I'm pretty sure the person that made this deck is Irish. So that makes sense. I love how it has, like, the reason why I love this deck so much is it's sort of controversial. Like, it's super psychedelic, kind of hippie. It's also, like, got this element of blaxploitation in it, and of course, like, native appropriation. There's, like, no native people in here, but, like, white people dressed up like hippies are always wannabes, right? So it's very fitting. Anyways, I love the psychedelic tarot deck. I feel like I am a product of, being born in the early 80s. You're sort of, like, still reminiscent of the 70s. Okay, I digress. This is not about me. Let's see here. We got the 3 of Pentacles. So you want to get back into, like, the grind of work. Or work, it's more so you really want to be working with the right people. You want that dynamic back. Or you want to find a new dynamic that is really centered in creating some positive networking experiences, and all that will also help you to enhance your skill set. Or you want to find some people that you can either generously, maybe not generously, actually. Maybe you've already been generously donating your skill set to others by teaching them that. You want to start getting paid to teach people because you got it going on, like Benita Applebaum, right? You got multiple options. And you may want all of them or none of them. But you're, like, just living your best life, doing you. Okay, as you should. So, weird. Wish. We got the 7 of Cups. So what are you going to focus on, Cancer? Because you know that you have all these options. I literally just said it. You have multiple options. You're just living your best life. But there is something that you need to focus. Like, you do need to focus on one thing at a time. So, I mean, I don't think this has to do with, like, how you organize your relationships on a polyamorous level. It could be. But because this came through, because this is sort of about systems and manifesting, so we got this. What do you want to focus on? Your house? You want to focus on finding somebody? You want to focus on creating wealth? Like, these are things that we can do, like, that we sort of all work on bit by bit, but you can't just mash up working on this constantly. Sometimes you really just need to stop doing one thing in order to focus on another. So that is where you're at right now, Cancer. It's focus time. So teaching and learning how to become a teacher and maybe to get paid doing it. Or this, there's an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini that's going to come through. They're going to show up and help you to mentally stay focused or stimulate your mind so that you can continue this inventory work, get through your days, and manifest this manifesto. Continue to work on your manifesto of abundance and ideas, new ideas. I'm loving this. There's sadness, there's realness, and there is like moving forward in abundance and like positivity. But focus is the key. Like emotionally, procrastination is going to be probably your biggest challenge. So I learned recently about perfectionism and how that's another form of procrastination, and that procrastination is 100% linked with an inability to process your emotions and how you are responding to a situation. So that right there is what you need to dialectically figure out. Learn about yourself. You can do it. Anybody can do it. Heal yourself.